Preppers Live, let's start this show.
Welcome, Wolfpack. This is how we do. This is how we do. It is Drew behind the mask. Yes, indeed. Oh, we are in full security, top survival mode tonight here on the special Halloween 2024. We your boy Drew, Secret Prepper channel. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. Look, you see, we've got all sorts going on here. It's supposed to be Halloween and there's been a zombie outbreak. They're literally everywhere. They're climbing up. So I've had to go with the full armor garb today, so that we're in full defense mode. Let us know how you're rolling tonight, just because of all the threats that are rocking about out there. The ghosts, the ghoulies, the creepy crawlies. Yeah, the haunted monsters. Let us know what you're dressed as today. Yeah. In the UK, I am at, what is it, 10 o'clock, which, don't forget, it's an hour difference for the US at the moment, until Saturday or Sunday morning, 2 a.m, where it will change for you 1 hour. But at the moment, it's 6 p.m.-ish, US of A time. It's not even a costume. Do you know what it is, right? I was looking in... I was looking in the cupboard, because I had a onesie. I've got a wolf onesie, right? It's a little bit furry styly, so I thought, that's a bit dodge. Don't like it. But in the same cupboard was my body armor, right? And I thought, I had this vision of the body armor dude with the ski mask thingy bob, whatever it is, the ice hockey. Is it ice hockey mask? Oh dear. But yeah, I've had this one. I've had this for ages. The old Guy Fawkes, yeah. There we go. So this is I'll tell you what else. I was going to run with the full tactical helmet as well, right? And then it would be like fully in, right? Fully no messing about, right? Because that does go under there, I think. Right. So anyway, that's how we're rolling today. Welcome each and every one of you. Guy who? I don't think we're allowed to say his name anymore. Miss Worm in the house. We've all missed you so very much. Everyone's saying, where's Miss Worm? Where's Miss Worm? We haven't seen her for ages. And here she is. Great to see you, my darling. Great to see you. My Botcher in the house. We've got full on rocking epic show lined up for you fine peeps today. So we've got welcome and intro, we've got single mindset quotes. Thank you to those who are putting the quotes in on the Discord server. SHTF Intel report, we do a global threat analysis. We've got single prepper quiz. Yes, indeed, single prepper quiz. If we've got enough people with us live, if we've got more than 20 or at least 20, but if it's less than that, then you're just not going to be deserved. Preppers Progress, loads to talk about there. Just live prepping, survival chat. Let us know what you're up to. VIP after party with a Discord on Discord server for the VIP members. So thank you so very much. We've got loads rocking tonight, and it's going to be an extended version as well. Plus, we're going to be doing our story time of your most scary stories, the scariest situations that you've experienced in your life so far. That's what we'll be talking about tonight. So have a think about it for yourself. Give us a rough overview of the kind of things that you've experienced in your life that you consider to be some of the scariest. Here we are on Halloween Scary Night. Ta-da! Great to see you all. Happy Limpy in the house. And freaking awesome, Drew. It's actually reasonably... I'm going to be a toxic masculine male. Do you know what? Maybe I am in the body armor. I mean, I feel a little bit like something out of a... like a space movie. Look, it's like a space movie. What do you call it? Like a space cadet, yeah? Now you see, ideally, with the all-important lucky Sigma Wolf pendant, it gives me strength. So yeah, we're all ready to rock and roll basically for any... Now ideally, I'd be wearing my body armor underneath I've got a tactical hoodie that I'd probably wear if I was on guard, if it hit the fan. In honor of Halloween, I shall be using my psychic powers to answer the quiz. Still won't win mine. You never know, Miss Worm, you never know. And great to see you all here. Thank you everyone who joined us yesterday as well. Don't forget, yesterday we had a live as well. What was yesterday? Campfire catch-up, basically, wasn't it? on the live. You have to go on the live tab here and it will show you. Look. So this is what we're rocking tonight, the Halloween special. Yesterday we had the campfire catch up. And then don't forget as well, yesterday we had the I took a Geiger counter to a nuclear power plant, and this is what happened. You got to check that one out later on. It's linked in the description of this video actually if you didn't watch it. Needs some help actually. That video is a cracking video and it needs to be shared immediately or else. And yeah, so let's talk about. I took a Geiger counter basically to a power station for those who didn't see it, and it was pretty gnarly to be honest. Hold on, it's muted, that's why. So this is what it was, just a quick brief.
It's screaming, literally screaming, check it out. Look at all the stuff in the background, yeah, the dome's right there. How can people live near this? We are getting out of here right away.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that.
So go and check that out if you haven't seen it. Later on after this show, obviously. But that was the latest video launched on the Single Prepper channel. And of course, the other one as well that's done really well, thank you to everyone who watched it, is the Solo Stealth Camping Security, which is my PIR motion sensor. It's like super cheap. It's like 25 bucks or whatever for 2 PIRs and a receiver. So there's a great video there if you didn't watch it as well. Worth checking out.
Nice and grippy.
So this is motion sensors that I take when I'm solo camping, just for some sort of added peace of mind. And although it's actually absolutely littered with badgers where I stealth camp, it doesn't set it off. The badgers don't seem to set them off, although my what do you call it does. Boom, here we go. The other thing as well is that my wild camp, my wild camp here, I've got a video that I need to finish cutting up of that. Hold on, I've got it here somewhere. Whoop. I think we've got a shot of it. Here we go. So with all the camo netting and that, I've got a video coming up where I'm going to be showing everything to do with it. It's all broken down in the video as well, with all the camo netting. I didn't have the camo netting here on it the last time I did an overview of my wild camp setup. So that's what we've got planned coming up this week, as well as lots of other bits and pieces. So look forward to that. Also, thank you to our latest merch buyer, investor, our darling Dello, grabbed herself a couple of mugs from the merch store last night. So thank you so very much. So 4 people have this one in their basket. So people seem to be liking the black mugs. This is a 15-ounce one. This has got the iconic Sigma Wolf. And then it's got the logo on the other side. So that's people seem to be liking that one. Don't forget, I just released the brand new Survival Instinct series. Great for work. We've got freeze, analysis paralysis in progress, right? And you've got all the characters as well associated with each one. This is all from my book that I've been writing. So it sort of backs that up. You've got flow, fawn, fight, flight, and so on. Just give you a quick look at fawn. The art of saying yes and meaning no. That's the character for fawn, look. So we've got loads of stuff cracking on there. So thank you to everybody who's been diving in. Got these camping cups as well, which are steel cups. I've got my own personal quotes on there, this one. In the chaos of survival, your mind is both your compass and your shield. Secret Prepper. So thank you to everybody who's taking advantage of that. I might need to revise the prices soon because I'm kind of doing myself over. In fact, there's been something like seven sales so far, and it's been like, I think I actually owe them money for shipping. So everyone's done really well so far. I haven't updated the prices yet, but probably by Monday I'm going to have done. But so bear with me on that one. I tried to trim the prices down so lean because I'd rather lots of people have mugs than try and make like $20 on a mug sort of thing like people try and do, right? But as it turns out, if people do certain things, I won't go into what they do, but when people do certain things in the cart, it means that I end up getting billed for the shipping that they didn't get billed, if you know what I mean. And so it's like, even if there was $4, you know, $3 or $4 profit in the mug, it's more than that in what they take out for the shipping. So long story, but anyway, I'm just saying, I might, if you notice the prices go up in like a week or something for the for the merch, then that's why. And it's not because I'm wanting any more money. It's just I'm paying for people to have mugs at this point. But I don't mind if I add any money at all, but I'm on fumes. But thank you to everybody who's supporting the channel and keeping it rocking. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And yes, indeed, this is my very own one that turned up just the other day. This is a mega mug, which is 20 ounce mug. Thank you to each and every one of you. Cheers to the wolf pack. What a wonderful crew. Happy Halloween, my darlings. Happy Halloween. So this is what I call the official Sigma Prepper mugs. It's just a logo both sides and domain name up the side there. That's the one that's featured actually on here. So this is like the mega mug, 20 ounce job, right? So that's the monster mug. But yeah, super cool. Really happy with it. Robert's just had his turn up as well. They've arrived and he's super happy with his. I bet he's probably talking about it right now in the chat. Super good quality. Thank you, Robert. My white one came in. Yeah, I think he's got a black one as well on the way. Thanks, Daily Survival, keeping the links flowing. I left a reply to the Tard that left rude comment. We love rude comments. It's all good engagement, isn't it? We watched the Geiger Counter one. Frightening for those people that always walk their dogs there. Isn't it just, Miss Worm? Isn't it just? As I said in the video, I felt like I didn't want to breathe in. And I did have a shower when I got home as well and had a good old scrub. Going to be a garbage marga guy. Is it garbage? Oh man, that didn't go down too well, did it? Thank you so very much, Daily Survival. Thank you to the Jamesy for your support of the channel last night as well. Really appreciated, much needed, and yeah, what can I say? Actually, have it full of Halloween candy. Do you know what? It's a bit sad 'cause we haven't really had any doorbells ringing for kids and trick or treating and stuff. And I think I was never really that bothered about Halloween. Me and my mates, when we were growing up, we made sure we made a big deal out of bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night, because we would get penny for the guy and stuff like that, right? And enough to buy our own fireworks, basically. So we would take a wheelbarrow with a guy, which is just a stuffed dummy, on November. Remember the 5th of November, right? That's essentially what this mask is really from. It's from Guy Fawkes, right? And so, yeah. Guy Fawkes, the last man ever to enter Houses of Parliament with true intentions, as they say. Bear with, kids here playing with fire. So yeah, basically bonfire night. Me and my mates used to do penny for the guy, where you'd make a stuffed dummy look like a guy and you put it in a wheelbarrow and people basically give you sheets towards your event, right, as a kid. And so we were like 12, 13, and we'd get the money from our guy, and then we'd go and buy fireworks and then be crazy teenagers in the park like you do. No scars or anything, right? It's amazing. No scars and no video evidence, unlike nowadays, isn't it? Cheers to that. Oh. Do you know what? It reminds me of a meme that's coming up later on. So what we got going on? Loads. So we need to get into the quotes, really, don't we? Because we've got loads to get through. It's an epic night of a night tonight. Let's do it. Sigma Mindset quotes. Thank you to those that sent them in. Here we are then. Do I look funny in my body armor? It's a bit out of context, isn't it? Are you a Sigma type? Sigma personalities focus on personal development, self-reliance, and skill set building. That's what we're all about. Yeah, we don't want to be bossing anyone around like an alpha, and we don't want to be bossed around like a beta. So we kind of sit in the middle. Us little lone wolves here who like to get together as a nice wolf pack of our own kind, of our own crew, all into the self-development rather than all the others. So that's basically what makes you a Sigma. So the Sigma mindset's all about personal development, all that kind of stuff. So the first one's from me. Don't forget, if you want to contribute to the quotes, you can do that over on a community Discord server. It's a great place to be anyway. Lovely place to make friends. And loads of information there to learn about prepping survival as well. So get yourself over there. And you can submit your quotes, and I'll read them out on live shows. So in the chaos of survival, your mind is both your compass and your shield. Don't even need to read that. That's one of mine. This is one of the ones that's on one of the mugs. Next one's from Sandy. Thank you, my darling, for this one. You will be free once you realise the cage is made of thoughts. You will be free once you realise the cage is made of thoughts. Sorry for Americans, that should be a Z, not an S. And do you know what, Sans? I did actually have a little butcher's to see if I could see who that quote was from originally, but couldn't he do, my love? Couldn't he do? So unknown it'll have to be. So many people seem to make claim to it, but it's unknown. Daily Survival, thank you for this one. Misquotation is, in fact, the pride and privilege of the learned. A widely read man never quotes accurately for the rather obvious reason that he has read too widely. Deep. Asketh Pearson, thank you to Daily Survival for your quote, and to Sandy. If you would like to see your super duper Sigma Mindset quote rocking here on the show, this is where you go on the Discord server. No excuses, get yourself over there, it's completely free. Can you afford not to? In the meantime, let's get back to base camp with all the zombies and ting! Evening, Michael Hannah, in the house. You probably would get put in jail for egging a house. You know, didn't somebody get put in jail for handing out eggs to people in the UK that were protesting? Isn't that a woman? Do you remember that, anyone? There was a woman in the UK, she got put in prison for giving people... I don't even think she threw the eggs. I think she gave people eggs to throw at cops and stuff, yeah. Thank you, my darling. So let us know what's going on near you that we can talk about. Right, let's just clear up a few things here because I've got ting all over the place, though. Ting all over the place. So the title of the video tonight is to do with what are your scariest survival stories? Apparently Halloween's all about being scared and stuff. And it's a tricky one. I asked Magic Hand, actually, Mrs. Secret Pepper. I was like, honey, what do you want? Oh, by the way, let me mention, because then I can not have to have this box on my desk anymore. This is the box that the mug comes in. It's like super well packaged. Just thought I'd mention that because I was a bit worried. I thought it's a big old chunky mega mug. I don't want it to get smashed on the way. But you get a nice little thank you note inside as well. Isn't that lovely? But yeah, so it's all like properly thingy-bobbed inside. Thingy-bobbed, yeah, formed. And little bubble wrap. So just thought I'd let you know. And even handling instructions. Right, I can get that off my desk now because I've only had it. Oh look, and even I like the way the lid closes in on the cup as well. It's very good. I just wanted to say the packaging's done really well for the merch. I'm really pleased how it's come out. Right, I can move that box off my desk now. No eggs, but it's fine to loot and burn things down, isn't it? In the name of BLM, you're all safe. Yeah, that's how it rolls. Cheers, everyone. I did have a quote rocking for tonight, but it was a bit gnarly. And I thought maybe I'll, not a quote, a poll. A public poll so that you could vote on stuff. And I kind of bottled out lastminute.com. But I'll tell you what we've got to do. I'm not sure if Kazza's around, is she? She's in Cyprus on holiday and it's her birthday today. So we really need to say happy birthday to our beautiful darling Kazza. Happy birthday to you, my darling. Thank you so very much for being a part of this wolf pack. You're such a great fan, supporter, friend, you name it, you are it. So thank you so very much to you. Really appreciate you. And happy birthday. And I hope you're having a wonderful time in Cyprus and the weather is nice. Mwah! Happy birthday to you, my darling. Love to you. Oh. So let's hear it for our darling Kazza, who's been such a wonderful part of this crew for such a long time. From the beginning, goddammit. And she just joined in on the old Discord today as well. Yeah? So she didn't have it figured out before, but now she has, look. She's just joined the server, and she's in a nice shade of gold as well, because she is most honourable VIP, because she's one of the original supporters with the Ultimate Hotspot back in the day. So thank you so very much, Kaza, to you. Oh, she is here. Great. Happy birthday, my darling. Even though it's nearly at the end of the day. But yeah, do you know, I made the mistake of wishing her happy Halloween earlier today before I wished her happy birthday. We also need to say a happy birthday to Bob Hollyoak, but I don't think he's here. In fact, I don't think he's ever been here. Might only be from my other channel. We don't know. Yeah, YouTube's been really awful to this channel over the last few days, particularly. It's really annoying. I wish I knew what I'd ever done. I'm not going to cry, but I might a little bit. I might have a little snivel. I'm just trying to get things switched over the way they should be. I've got fold-in tabs all over the place, so I can't actually check the windows for each thing that I need to. Okay. We need this one. No. Oh, sorry everyone. I got 3 screens and 4 windows. It's just gone crazy. I'm going to have to close some of these down. Okay. That'll do. So yeah. Happy birthday, my darling. They're flooding in. Hope you had a lovely birthday. 1 egg is 50p now. Just throw baked beans one at a time, innit? Do you know, I was going to say it's a good time to have your own chickens, but it's a bad time if you're in the UK because they're trying to regulate everything. And you know they could just wipe out everyone's chickens with one swipe of the bird flu brush. That's the plan. Super glad you could be with us, Kaz. I do appreciate you're away. And obviously the timeline's different for you. You're 2 hours ahead. Are you in Cyprus, I think? Are you 2 hours ahead, honey? Is it midnight midnight for you? It's still... I'm assuming you were born in the UK, in which case we have to celebrate your birthday on the GMT timeline. Do you think that's the way it works? Logically, to me, that's how it feels like it should work, yeah? Like if you were born in Cyprus and like our son was born in Cyprus, we used to live there. So theoretically, the time of his birth should be celebrated at the time of the location of his birth, given the time zone difference as well. Yes, 2 hours. Okay, yeah. So it's still 2 hours then. Cyprus hasn't moved any further away. Oh dear. Yeah, 2 hours is quite manageable. I had quite a few UK clients while I was in Cyprus. And American. You can sort of just about straddle between the two, which is alright. So yeah, basically got loads of new videos coming up. I've got a big one that I've got to put together next week. I want to try and get at least 1 video out a week and a couple of lives as well. So 3 or 4 appearances. I could do it doing some shorts and things like that, and getting back to doing some TikToks as well. They were going well. All my socials in the link in the description below. Cyprus on my bucket list, says Robert. Do you know what? It's a tricky one, because after living in Thailand, because that's what we were living in Thailand for nearly 10 years before then going to Cyprus, right? So the problem is it's like it's becoming European the closer you get to Europe, right? So because East Asia, Southeast Asia is so different to European culture, and Cypriot and British culture is somewhat similar, just a little bit more laid back. So, you know, Cyprus is like 1987 UK in many places. Right? You know, shops shut in early and they don't open on a Sunday. I mean, Kaz will correct me if that's all changed now, but it was very much sort of like traditional UK back in the day, kind of, you know, chilled out, relaxed and stuff. And then, which I guess was probably a good midway point, going from Southeast Asia, living on a little island in the middle of nowhere, to then, if you'd gone from there back to the bustling, hustling UK, that would have been a nightmare. But going from there to then Cyprus, reasonably chill, sort of midway point, and then we're couple of years there and then back to the UK was probably the right way around to do it. Chickens, cats, dogs and donkeys. So yeah, and anyway, our son was born in Cyprus. And you know what, we're thinking about talking about scary stories, and I thought to myself, you know, I asked Magic Hand, I was like, what, is there anything scary that you can think of? Because we've been together 26 years, right? So it's like more than half my life that she knows about, right? In that time onwards. And she did mention one thing, and that is the only thing that happened in Cyprus was there was a bit of a sitch with our dog, and it wasn't our dog's fault, unfortunately. I've got a picture here. Look, don't I look young? Tell me if you think I look youngos maximos amigos. So this lad's name was Bo, right? He is a Japanese Tosa Inuit, unfortunately a banned breed in the UK. They're the world-class fighting dogs, win every single fighting competition every single year. Now we took him on as a rescue. We've had big dogs all our life. We've got a South African Mastiff right now, Hugo, who's like 60 odd kilos and 130 pounds. So we've had big dogs a lot. Bo was a bit special. He wasn't as big as Hugo Bear, but they're like the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They're like the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters of dogs. I mean, they do mean business. They do mean business, right? I mean, his head's like the same size as mine. So, anyway, one of Magic Hand's scariest moment actually involves Bo. Bo Selector, I used to call him. Oh, that's proper Bo. Who's that bloke? Don't even go there. I don't know what ocean he's been going to, but not from my experience. I mean, I'm sure if you go somewhere like Bangkok, and not that there's an ocean in Bangkok. Who's that geezer? It gets worse, Miss Worm. It gets worse. So anyway, we were walking through. We were taking Bo for a walk. And this is in Cyprus, bear in mind. Boom. Let's have a look. Now, basically, we took him for a walk, right? And we go around this place. I'm not sure if I've got any pictures of where it was. You can see you can see the environment in Cyprus. This is on the lakes. This is in the lakes. You get flamingos and stuff there. There's Magic Hand with him, look. So there's like flamingos on that lake and things, right? So we took him for a walk, right? And we were going around this place where there's quite a lot of snakes as well, so you got to watch out where you're going. And there's beehives and stuff. It was off the side of a motorway. It's a walk we used to take him on because there wasn't really anyone else around, right? Jenny Simon in the house. So we took him around this foresty bit, right? Round the beehives, around where all the snakes are. I've seen at least one snake every time I walk around there. So I'm always a little bit nervous and on edge. I'm always looking ahead. Scanning all over the place like you do as a geezer. Do you know what I mean? It's just what we do. Simulating war kicking off at any moment everywhere we are, right? So I'm there like with sorry, not Hugo, with Bo. And we come around this corner and there's this dog off the lead out of nowhere. And Bo didn't do anything at first and we were trying to get this other dog away. It was obviously a Cypriot dog, so we were shouting at it in Cypriot for go away, the same thing as Cypriots shout, Greek Cypriots anyway, for to get the dog to go away, right? And it wouldn't go away, and it kept coming up to Magic Hand, and like Bo was just sitting down next to me, just sitting perfectly square next to me. No word of a lie, this dog was about, no messing about, at least 12 foot away, giving it the large one after we were trying to get it to go away, This thing wasn't on a lead. No owner anywhere. There was no owner anywhere to be seen, right? So it's me and Magic Hand and Bo. And Bo was on a lead, right? Totally under control. And do you know what? Out of absolutely nowhere, Bo just leaped in one move, went from sitting next to me perfectly square, whoomph, grabbed this dog on the side of the face, and let's just say it didn't let go for a long time. And Magic Hand said to me that was one of her scariest moments, because we just couldn't open his mouth. And then the owner came out with this massive walking stick, right? He literally 2 minutes we're struggling around with this dog, yeah? Magic Hand got bitten in between the fingers by this other dog when she was trying to pull it off, even though it was Bo had all of it, right? It was bad news. Bad news. So that was one of the scariest moments for Magic Hand. She remembers that from when we were living in Cyprus with Bo. I wasn't necessarily scared, but I was kind of more worried about getting out of there and getting our car out of the car park in case this dude wanted to, you know, do the old repercussion thing or something, or try and retaliate and stuff on our... So here he is here, look. I think this was taken actually at the flat lakes in Cyprus. So yeah, it's bad news. So that was Magic Hand's scariest moment living in Cyprus. I don't think there was anything else that really happened that was even slightly tricky while we were living there. Apart from our son being born, obviously. That wasn't tricky though. I'm late. No such thing as late, Jenny. You get here exactly when you intended to. Driving to play poker, so reception Kaya. Well, good luck in your poker game. I hope you win. Yeah, I'll send you out some poker winning vibes. Oh, that's cool. How far a journey is it, Jenny? Have you got far to go? So what we got coming up? Loads. Oh, we got an old global analysis report, haven't we? And we need to have a quick break because I'm way out of tea already. Cheers, everyone. Way out of tea. Urban harvesting in the house. Great to see you, my man. I've heard to throw water over dog fighting to get them to let go as they think they are bleeding. That's interesting. Another one as well, Happy Limpet, is to shove your finger up there, you know what. I've heard that works quite well. Finger up the you know what. Yeah? Don't spend too long arguing about who's going to do it. Just... I've heard it's very effective for big breeds, yeah? Yeah, that was a tricky one. But, you know, I'll say another one. Going back a little bit further than that, actually, for me and Magic Hand, one that she brought up, which I thought was a great example, was a time we nearly died, and I think it was on our first holiday together. In Greece. Yeah. And one of our first holidays together in Greece, we basically... Yeah, there it is. I don't know if there's any other ones on that boat, right? But we literally nearly died on the boat. We hired this boat out, right? This is back in the days when I was loaded, right? So I hired this boat, right? And we went out, and it was so lax. I mean, we're talking back in 1998 or something there. 1999, maybe. This would have been. Back in the 1900s. That almost sounds so old. So basically, we took this boat out. We hired the boat for the day. And it was well lax, man. They didn't want to see shit. And I said, is there any fuel? He's like, yeah, it's totally topped up. And then he said, there's also a spare tank under there. And at the front of the boat, there was like another little tank and that, right? Like a petrol can you have in a car, right? So we set off in our boat. In fact, oh no. I thought there was one with the boat in the background where we pulled it up on the beach. But it was pretty cool. We went on a couple of adventures. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that's not the one either. I can't see. There's such tiny little thumbnails. Yeah, I do look well young there, doesn't it? Look at how young he looks. Look at his little young face. Bless his cotton socks. But we basically nearly died on that boat because we were going out for ages, right? And we thought, well, it'll be okay because we could see the level of fuel in the tank, and it was like, we'll just, you know, wait until we get to about halfway and then we'll turn around and come back. Yeah, that was the plan. So we were stopping off at loads of beaches and stuff, right? And kept going, and we're going along, kept checking the fuel. And we thought, yeah, it's probably time to turn around now. And it was a good 3 o'clock in the afternoon as well. We'd done loads of stuff. It was cool. So we jumped back in the boat, coming back, and we realised that there was a headwind the entire way, right? So however much fuel it took to get all the way down there, not this one, not that one. Where's the other one? Here we go. That's a better one to look at. So, and you can see like that unfortunately that last one is a better one because it shows this coastline is what it was like for like 10 miles. And we were looking like we were going to run out of fuel and there was going to be nowhere to stop and we were going to get smashed into the rocks. Right, we were burning twice as much fuel coming back than we were getting there. So I'm just telling you this story because you bear it in mind, right? You've got to flow into the equation, headwinds, currents. So you can't just use 50% of the fuel. So while we're in this little boat, right, which is not massive, it's got a little motor on it, but it's not massive. That petrol can I was telling you about, there was no funnel, right, no funnel. I had to get that petrol can, right, and I was literally like rocking on the boat like this with the petrol can, yeah, trying to fill the main tank up with the petrol can, right, thinking there's no way we're getting out of this. And that coastline was like that everywhere. There was nowhere to get off the boat. There was nowhere to... It was nasty for miles. And it took us hours to get that far. We were just like, this is going to take us twice as long to get back. So please do flow that into the equation. And so that was reasonably scary. I think there was a moment where both I and Mrs. Sigma Prepper were thinking maybe this is how we end. No, barely anyone even knew we'd gone on holiday. Anyway, so we just wouldn't have been found for days. Yeah. Ah, there. Poker's fun. It's a few hours to drive to find a poker room. Casinos nearby don't have a card room. Is that what you like, is it? Oh dear, what a chick. Sorry, I'm just flicking through. Remove myself from the team. I was talking about drag racing. I just dropped my T. The finger procedure defo works. Just dropped my T. The finger procedure. Oh, I see. Brilliant. Oh, sorry. For a minute, I thought you'd tried the finger procedure, as in you'd been sitting there trying the finger procedure. I thought, no, that can't be right. And I reread it again. It's like, oh, yeah, I had read that wrong. Oh, dear. Would you suffer a larger coefficient of friction with the headwind compared to normal people? Well, unless you're getting yourself into a streamlined position. By the way, do you like my Halloween costume, which is supposed to include my mask, by the way? It's just body armor. It's body armor to protect me from these zombies that we got rocking about around here. So what we're going to do, I think, copycat in the house. Great to see you. By the way, do feel free to hit the like button. It'd be absolutely really rude if you didn't. Is all I'm saying. I've got loads of stuff to get through. I'm just looking at all the videos I've got lined up and everything. And we haven't even done our global threat analysis yet. We've done the Sigma Mindset quotes though, but we need the Intel report. So I reckon we should just get into it, should we? Should we? I think we should. Global threat analysis report incoming! Yes, we are with the Global Threat Analysis Report with your host, Drew Prepper, SHTF Intel Report. Here we are. So many things we're not allowed to get into. I'm not even going to mention the UK budget because it's just annoying. We will look at what BBC News has got to say about anything, though. I'll tell you what, these floods in Spain are pretty epic. The flood we experienced in Thailand, actually, when we were living there, is probably on my list of scary things. I mean, I wouldn't call it scary. I wouldn't call anything scary, really, but the one that gave enough anxiety to give a level of PTSD every time it rained heavily from like months and maybe a couple of years after that. So it definitely did something. So, yeah, it looks like it's all about the Spain floods headlines. And rightfully so. It's looking pretty gnarly if you've seen some of the footage of the way these cars are all just tumbled up together and stuff. Look at the state of this. I don't know what that cleanup's going to look like. So it looks like it's on the east coast, sorry, that's had the... Oh, it looks like it's quite widespread to the look of it. Yeah, bad news. Not sure how... The other one here, look. Have a look at some videos. Huge fire in Gulf shopping centre in Brazil. Valencia floods. I think they're the ones I was seeing on TikTok a lot. Let's have a quick little scan through. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, it's kind of nothing compared to... What do you call it? North Carolina recently. So that's Brazil shopping centre. Yeah, this is the Valencia one, look.
I am in city centre.
Yeah, it's just a mess, look at it. Nasty. And it looks like it's spanked out a fair old couple of people as well. What is going on with this thing? Right, hold on. I think we're all right. So let's just have a quick look at the what's going on in the weather situation on the watchers. So you got over 28,000 homes flooded, 58 villages isolated as tropical storm Trami claims 3 in Vietnam as well. Catastrophic floods in Valencia, Spain, caused by historic rainfall, claim over 150 peeps. Dozens missing. So this is the Vietnam one, look. That's pretty nasty as well. Yeah. It's the cascade effect, you see, of flooding is just such a mess for such a long time. And all the disease elements of it as well just make it far more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah, we might have a check out some tweets and stuff later on. The in terms of the quakes and flares, though, it's looking pretty quiet. Well, quakes anyway. 29 earthquakes, about normal. But in terms of solar flares, there's been an X 2.0. Quite a few sunspots rocking lit. And we've got this M 2.7 as well, recent one. And then M 7.2 as well. And it looks like most of them are coming from sunspot 3878, where my mouse is up top left of the solar disk. We can look at the top solar flares here. I don't think it's on the list. But yeah, so definitely something coming in. Not loading. That's the third time I tried that this evening. So you can see I've got it on the Enlil spiral. I'm not sure if that's the M class or the X class. You see here. Nah, that's like barely nothing. Barely anything. So this is the absorption layer, looking at the interference and noise, electronic noise of the pulse, look. It's not looking too bad. I've seen it much worse than that. So don't forget, we're not long now and we'll be getting the numbers in for October for the number of sunspots. It was trending way off the scale, and then last month it came back down. Not quite into normal territory, but nearly. So I'm interested to see what it's going to be doing this month after we've had all these flares. I mean, I'll be surprised if it's not reasonable. So, happy Halloween to the sun. So far it hasn't wiped us all out. Purple Flirps in the house. My scary survival was skiing in France with the school. We all set off, but I slipped and fell, twisting my knee. No one saw me. I was up the mountain on my own, injured and had to make my own way back. Oh my darling. Down the mountain, didn't get back till dusk. How the hell no one was sacked for that I do not know. Oh darling. Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, tonight's show is all about sharing our scariest stories, scariest times for Halloween special, things that we've experienced, things that we've endured, things that really made you think and made you realize and remind you just how fragile we are as humans, despite how hardy we are all at the same time. It's a bit of an oxymoron, really. But yeah, humans are super, super hardcore, but they can be so fragile in the wrong places at the wrong time with the wrong things, right? As Perps nearly found out, right? I saw your meme stuff there. Yeah, I was just flicking through as I was getting the show, writing the show and producing the show earlier in the day, Jenny. I think all the memes are already fixed in, but I'll refer to it on Discord live tonight anyway. Don't worry. Yeah, nice to be missed, innit, Perps? Yeah, anyone seen Perps? Nah, she was on the slopes last I saw her. Looked like she was having fun. Been so involved with working on the new property, Urban Harvesting's making himself a whole new life-changing homestead, so we're all super excited for him. A new property and work that I haven't even caught up with Globalish for so long. Thanks for your efforts. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. We'll check out the gold prices. Definitely. We're on to that next, innit? I don't think we've got any good news stories set up today. I do have a couple after the global threat analysis report. We got cryptos up here, actually. So 70 bags of sand on the Bitcoin at the moment. Not too severe. It's still above the 60, so it's doing all right, to be honest. Let's get the gold silver prices up there, because I'm keen to see as well. We've got them on the ticker down here that I did earlier this evening. Let's see how it's changed since then. 2740 we're showing on the gold, and silver 3266. So 2740 on the gold, 2746 we're looking at on here, which is still pretty good. It's keeping itself together over the year. That should still be 38 on so percent. Yes, 38.53. I can barely see. I have to put my glasses on. I have to put my glasses on. Right, that's better. They're not really prescription glasses. They're my ballistics. Got these as well. In this little package here, along with my crash helmet, tactical helmet. These are my cut gloves. These are worth having. Yeah. And forearm protectors, look. So they go in like that. And these are entwined with stainless steel thread. So a slice, you won't get a slice wound and stuff like that from them, right? Just so you know. Very, very cheap. And effective. You can get more hardcore versions, by the way. And when I say more hardcore versions, we're talking more like lich, chainmail stainless steel. Yeah? You can probably grab a knife out of someone's hand with these. So you could wear both. Yeah. If hit the fan big time, right? I'd be having my cut gloves, these, and then I'd have these butcher's gloves over the top of them. Yeah. You're probably not going to want to catch a machete with them, but I'm just saying. These with your cut gloves and wrist protectors and everything else versus not having anything like that. Yeah. So just to summarize, I strongly recommend some butchery cut gloves. Yeah. And some cut sleeve jobby bobs protectors. You're not spending more than $20 for that lot. Just saying. Am I on live chat? Am I on live chat? Yeah, I think so. I fell down small cliff when I was deer hunting, alone in the dark for about 6 hours. That's pretty scary, Robert. All those teachers should have been fired that day. Absolutely. The ones who didn't even know that perps had gone missing on the icy ski slopes. Camping, Mrs. phoned in the morning. Are you okay? Minus 17 centigrade. No, I told her. Water frozen. Can't have a morning cuppa. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. You can die in minus 17 degrees centigrade, Michael, as you probably already know. Better to try catch the machete with a glove than with your face. Absolutely, Urban. And I think when you've got things like those protective measures on, and like I said with my armor, my body armor, that I'm my fancy dress, although it's not fancy dress, I just decided this would be what I would roll with, yeah. There's no way it's not going to make a difference if you know, if they've got like a baseball bat or something like that, and you're, you know, defending yourself. If you've got your body armor, you've got, you know, that back. If you're whacking me with a stick, I got my son to do it. It's quite effective. So if you look for quad bike armor or dirt bike armor, that's what you're looking for, right? And you get it with this vest, which is a tight fabric vest, like a lacy vest type thing, so it's nice and breathing material, but it makes it hug nice and tight, right? And so it's all built into the sleeve system, and it wasn't amazingly expensive. I've had this for a couple of years as part of my preps. Oh, sorry, top chat, let's go live chat. Sorry, thank you. I had it on top chat, which is the default, rather than switching it to live chat, so it was only showing me certain people's comments, so sorry if I missed anybody. I'm just trying to catch up with all the ones I didn't see. Okay, skiing in France, didn't get back till dusk. Being so involved, work on new property, yeah. Fell down a small cliff, yeah. Okay, we're looking good. Better try and catch the thingy bob. Not if you get the right gear, nice and toasty. I'll tell you what as well is that even if you look as well for like airsoft armor, is similar, and it's actually can do something against attack for the most 90% attacks you can get, and particularly in the UK, it's not like we've got to worry about firearms quite as much here. Yeah, air rifles and, like, do you know what I mean? It's very rare you're going to come across someone with a shotgun if it hit the fan. So a couple of people with air rifles, but it's unlikely you're going to be coming up against that. It'd be people with like sticks and poles and shit like that will be the 90% of it. So if you're there with your body armor and you've got your electric chainsaw, right? And your tactical helmet, right? And your goggles, so they can't squirt anything at you or throw anything at you or throw dust at you. right? I mean, you got the light as well, so it makes it difficult for them to, you know, if you've got a light on you should have a head torch anyway, but if you've got I've got these Picatinny rail mounts, look, with stuff. This is a quick release Picatinny rail mount. This one, I've got one of my Picatinny mount head torches. It's quite a nice torch, this one, actually. So that's what I've got on that. I took off my patches. I've got a Frogman Navy Seal one on there, but I robbed them off here to go on something else. I'll tell you what we should have on the back is my my red wolf eyes from my bug out bag, ideally. And I think the key you see is if it really hit the fan, then if you were kitted out and you've got your body armor, you've got your tactical gloves with your cut gloves and stuff like that, and you've got your tactical helmet with your ballistic goggles that are all enclosed and things like this. You've got your earpiece in your ear, you've got your radio behind your back in your belt, right? And you've got someone else looking out, and you're there with your stuff, right? There's also and you got a shield. I mean, you can buy a shield quite cheap. I've got a shield as well, like a riot shield, a police riot shield, which was like 60 quid when they first came out as a special from China. And I bought it as a prototype for something else I was working on as a product that I'm going to launch. My own version of a shield, right? And don't underestimate the force multiplier of a shield, right? I'll tell you what I'll do, because I love you all dearly, and it's a special Halloween special, right? We're going to go to a break after a little bit after the global threat analysis report. And I'll get my shield out, right? So I'll show you it and how much it was and what my plan would be for it and some other things as well, right? I hadn't planned to, but I think that would be a good topic as well, because security and defenses is something a lot of people are interested in. Particularly, I do specialize quite a lot on this channel to help normal people use technology, skills and knowledge as leverage so that they can compete with 90%, 95% of the people in their local area is the point, right? And so that they can stay alive and stay ahead of the game without having to be bodybuilders, without having to be 5 strong, without having to be as part of a big, large group or anything like that, right? That's kind of what I specialize in. And if that means having a shield. I sold all my bulletproof vests. That was a mistake. It certainly was. I definitely would have kept a couple of them. Go for the pulsar version. Like it. Yeah, night vision, another great tactical advantage and force multiplier. I've got a version of night vision, but it's not like I'd want ideally, yeah. You can spend so much money, can't you, Michael, on night vision? It's crazy. Are you going to electrify it, Urban? Are you thinking about electrifying your barbed wire fence? I don't think you can do it with barbed wire, do you? I think you have to have it entwined. You see, the 12-inch pulsar, I mean the 12-inch handheld cordless DeWalt 12 chainsaw is my recommendation for defenses. Great for in the hallway of your house on the door. Great plausible deniability. You've just come to the door, happen to be holding it. Yeah. No smoke. Easy to wield. Very scary. No one wants to get anywhere near it. It's like a shark. A shark's going to be nasty even just accidentally brushing past you. It's a little bit like that with a chainsaw and everyone knows it. If you're sitting there wee 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 with your chainsaw. And don't forget, with a cordless DeWalt one, you don't have any smoke coming out. I'm just saying. Della loved the video with the power plant, my darling, and I loved your purchase and investment of the Sigma Prepper mugs, my darling. So thank you so very much. And they are being processed as we speak and should be shipped out in the next couple of days, girlfriend. And we'll be able to do a proper cheers with proper Sigma Prepper merch. But I'm out of tea. So we need to get more tea, and we shouldn't even still be in here, should we? Are we done in here? I think we are. Let's get out of here and get back to base camp with all the zombies and all the pumpkins and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, everyone. Don't go anywhere. Here we are, back with the zombies. And the pumpkins. Oh, and the pumpkins. Zombies. Pumpkins. So we've got the whole affair here. So you wonder why I'm wearing the body armor. It's because I'm dealing with these guys. Right? They could be coming in to attack any minute. I gotta say, please hit the like button if you haven't done already. But I gotta say, there's something about, I'm just gonna say this. There's something about a woman in body armor that I find a bit of a turn on, to be honest. I think it's quite sexy. Although, you know, if you're in like, you know, SHTF scenario and your woman's wearing the old body armor thing, you know, if you're getting intimate and stuff, you're going to be all... But mind you, that could be a little bit sexy as well, couldn't it? Because it's like clunking teeth when you're kissing. You know, when you accidentally clunk in your teeth. When you're properly, passionately kissing. It'd be like that with your body armor. You'd be clunking body armor. Ah, love it. Love it! Key Urban is strong corners. 18-inch petrol chainsaw. See, the problem with the petrol station, it is scary, but at the same time, the problem with the petrol one is that you can't use it indoors if your attackers are coming in, you see, because there's just exhaust fumes are going everywhere. And trying to start it, you've seen it in the movies, man, that's the one thing that's going to go wrong. Whereas the DeWalt electric chainsaw, no messing about, just a button, which is instant, not too loud as well, so you can carve someone up and your next door neighbours probably wouldn't even know. We must put the disclaimer out, we are lich, just messing about, we're joking, it's Halloween, goddammit. Come on. Easy, Tiger. Steady on. A few months ago, I was finally able to get a set of level 3A pistol rated Dyneema inserts for Osprey. What's the Dyneema inserts then? Are they armor inserts? I've not heard of Dyneema. I use Dyneema as my cordage as much as I can. I love the stuff. I've heard of it being used in the same way as Kevlar is. Is that what you're talking about? I've not heard them as inserts though. Dyneema inserts. I thought you could only get the Dyneema bulletproof stuff as part of the Kevlar weavy type stuff. So that's something maybe I'm learning new. Amphi is the one for this. Happy Limpet has the DeWalt electric sander. Probably won't scare anyone, but do you know what? Might not be the best thing for the initial standoff, but perfect when it comes to finding out where their leader is, where their gang leader is in terms of a torture device. Other than that, ah dear. Have you got any scary stories, Della? What's the scariest thing you can ever think you've ever had it happen to you in your life? That's what we're talking about tonight. So have a think about it, everyone. We're going to be talking about it when we come back after the break. We've got loads to get into. I'm gonna get my shield out as well and show you that, and I'll tell you what I paid for it, and what I'd plan to do with it. Right? What else did I say I was going to do? So I've got to get this. I'm gonna have to write this list down. It's already getting complicated. We got the Sigma Prepper quiz as well. Don't forget today as a Halloween special. So we got the quiz coming up next when we come back after the break. Yeah. So I got to get the shield. Might as well get the chainsaw out so we can see what I'm talking about, right? Just for a laugh. We need to have it nearby as well, since these guys are out here. You could throw it at them. There is always that. Buzzsaw or chainsaw? What's a buzzsaw? Is that just American version of chainsaw? Word. I don't know, is there a difference between a buzzsaw or a chainsaw, or is that just American or English? Satisfy my ignorance, please. So, shield and chainsaw, there was something else I was going to get out as well. I can't remember what it was, but I desperately need a cup of tea. So, Don't be going anywhere. Please hit the like button if you haven't done already. And we're going to be going for a short break. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So a good time to get yourself a brew. We'll be having a toast when we get back, plus loads more. Loads to show you, loads to talk about, and loads to share. In the meantime, have a think about your scariest time in your life ever. Survival crisis situation, and we'll talk about it when we get back. I've got a couple I'll share as well. In the meantime, don't go anywhere. Get yourself a brew. We are back. Welcome, Wolfpack. Oh dear. In the house. Welcome back. It's Drew, the Secret Prepper. Still brewing my tea. It's sitting here with the tea bags in. Hold on. Oh dear, what a mad rush it is. 5 minutes and 50 seconds is just not quite enough. I should have written even more lyrics to make it even longer. Just so I got enough time to actually make a cup of tea. 5 seconds. Oh dear, welcome back there everyone. Here we go. You see, I use 2 tea bags as well. Greedy. Right, here we go. I'm ready now. Hit the like button and cheers everyone. Love, peace and progress to the pack. Thank you all for being with me. Happy Halloween. Happy birthday to my darling Kaza over in Cyprus, which is now like nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not sure if you're still awake. If you are, love to you, my darling. Happy birthday. Yummy. Right, we've got tea. And I did Shield and chainsaw. We were talking about methods of self-defense from zombies. We got various zombies rocking outside, right? It's properly hit the fan. Yeah. It's properly hit the fan there on Halloween outside. British MK7 helmet is only rated for level 3 air pistol. You see, in the UK, we don't really... Cheers, everyone. The cheerses are coming through. The cheerses are coming through. Oh, dear. Let's have a look. I'm just rewinding back through people's comments while I was making tea. So we've been talking tonight about our scariest moments in our lives of near-death experiences or general survival situations that we've encountered through our lives and talking about them. I've got a couple I've shared so far. I've got a couple more I'll talk about. But thank you all for being with me. Thank you for being here with the toast. Oh, I can close all the news tabs down now, which is nice. Please do catch up with my portfolio of videos, the last couple particularly, the visit to the nuclear power station with my Geiger counter. It's not the best Geiger counter that I used, but that's the point. There's a couple of other Geiger counters I linked in the description, which are the ones that I would buy if I had the budget. I mean, one of them's only $35, $40 or something. So there's the PIR motion sensor security system that I'm using for my solo stealth camp as well. But also, I launched the merch last week. So thank you to everybody who's already invested in these timeless mug pieces. Yeah. Timeless mug pieces. Is that a word? It is now. The Ultimate Hotspot's on there as well. So thank you to those that have grabbed themselves a Sigma Prepper mug. I'm certainly super pleased with mine. It arrived yesterday. So thank you everyone. Cheers. Thank you so very much to the VIP Patreon members as well. Patreon.com/Sigma Prepper if you'd like to be a part of a proper VIP Wolfpack where we get after parties, we get discounts on stuff, free downloads and all sorts you've got coming. So great place to be if you'd like to contribute as part of this show, as part of this business as we grow, behind the scenes stuff and everything. So thank you to everyone who's helping to make that happen. Really appreciate it. Don't forget you can check out my website anytime, www.sigmaprepper.com, links in description. And this is how it looks. Get prepared with Sigma Prepper. No messing about. SHTF Intel 2024, we've just had that. So let's get into it. We've got a bunch of stuff. We've got the quiz coming up. Yeah, we've got a brand new set of Sigma Prepper quiz questions coming up next. I did say we need to have at least 20 people rocking live. So you need to share this video right now on your social media to drag your friends and family here, whether they want to or not. Sorry, you got to come play along, right? We've got 21 live so far. Okay, maybe 23, so maybe we should bang into it right now. Maybe I should show you two things first before we do, though. Since before, in the SHTF Intel report, we were talking about self-defenses when it came to things like zombies. And we were talking about chainsaws. That was the shield. So this is what I'm talking about. Yeah? Which is pretty gnarly. Yeah? It's just not the sort of thing you want to get in the way of, right? I mean, these are like prop razor blades spinning around. Big time. I didn't whack a battery pack on there. But you get the idea, right? And it's win, win, win. No messing about. So there's no smoke or anything. So if you're in your doorway and you open the door, there's a gang of people there or whatever and you're whizzing this away. Yeah, sorry, what? I can't hear you. You want a tin of what, sorry? Or else what, sorry? Wee, wee, wee. Can't hear you. Say it again louder, son. That kind of thing. They ain't going to want to get near that. Yeah. And like I say, because there's no smoke or anything, it's all good. And this is what I was talking about with the shield look. So this will take some blows. And then at the back, you got like a handle and that, yeah? Now, I had a prototype design that I was working on for my own version, the ultimate Sigma Prepper shield, right? It's got a lot of tech built into it, as well as it just being sturdy and things, right? But one of the things that my shield was going to include was going to be RF blocking material, like this, you know, Faraday bag material. I've got a big sample pack from the manufacturers. Yeah, I think there's 20 different types, all labelled, yeah. And I've got a big piece of one of the stuff that I chose, right? So this is RF blocking material. So things like your Stingrays, things like your RF weapons and things won't work on that. Won't penetrate it. And you've got other options like, ow. This is a bit more hardcore. This is pure copper mesh, right? So with a combination of different materials and Kevlar as well, you can make something reasonably lightweight. Because that was the first problem I ran into prototyping a shield design, was that by the time you've got the structural integrity there, by the time you've got the layers you need to be of any benefit in terms of projectiles and things, you're getting up to about at least 2 kilograms, 1.5 kilograms, which is quite heavy, if you're carrying it on your arm for long periods. If you're on guard outside your driveway or something like that, because it's hit the fan, it's the zombie apocalypse, right? You have to bear in mind these things. You have to consider the possibility that you might be holding it for some time, and it needs to be big enough to crouch behind. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many things that it needs to be. The development of it is actually quite complex, which I really enjoy. The most complex product design problems are the ones that I spend the most time trying to solve. But I had so many ideas for the tech side of how that would be a super ultimate survival shield, right? Because it's not just the shield, it's the stuff that's built into it. There's cameras, there's screens, you know, monitors, there's thermal, there's strobes, there's all sorts of other things built into it, right? Chaos in the house, great to see you, my man. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. I need a quarter staff like Robin Hood. Yeah, that's a good one. Miss Worm, rocking it with the T's. Isn't the Faraday cage similar? Yeah, basically you can make... The Faraday bags you get are made out of that metallic material. As long as it's conductive, it will stop the RF energy getting through. And so that's the idea of those, because they have those radiation dishes, right? In America, they were trialing them, right? I don't know if you've heard of that, but they run on about 54 gigahertz. And the frequency is perfected to resonate with the top layer of the epidermal of your skin, right? So the idea being is that when you're hit with this satellite dish that the military have on the back of the Humvee things, right? I forget what it's even called. Maximum points in the chat if you remember what the device is called. But it's like a ray gun essentially, but it's like high energy RF radio frequency, but it's like high frequency, like 54 gigahertz. Not 2.4 gigahertz for Wi-Fi, but 54 gigahertz. And that is about the same resonant frequency of a certain viscosity of liquid water, which is why it resonates with this layer of the epidermal of the skin, which basically makes someone feel like they're burning alive. And you just aim it at them. So that was the point with my shield being able to defend against stuff like that as well, right? Was the idea. So, I mean, as a product designer, though, these are the sort of things I spend my time with, the sole problems I'm trying to solve, right? That then will go on to be something that people can invest themselves in, and I'll produce. And of course, with that one shield, it's not just a shield, it's the ultimate shield, as all my products are. So it will be super thought through, super leveraging, yeah. So many force multipliers built into it that literally, even if you were a lone woman in a single bedroom flat, right, if you had that shield, you would feel like you could take on a gang of dudes. This is basically how I want it to be, right? That's my objective, is with a single lone woman in a one bedroom flat on her own in a city, she would feel safe owning this shield. That is my mindset, product design objective, if that makes sense. So it doesn't matter if you're not a single lone woman. If you're a beefy dude, believe me, you'll be equally pleased to have it. That was the idea, right? A moat with alligators would be a good idea. Yeah, even geese are pretty good because they're pretty hardcore, man. They're pretty good defenders as well. I'm going medieval on your ass. It seemed to right back at better. Yeah, are you talking? If you're going medieval, it means you need to have one of them spiky balls on a chain as well if you're going to do it properly, right? Cheers, my darlings. Alligators and piranhas and Michael Obama too. Oh, snappy turtles too. Snappy turtles. Oh dear, classic. Was that Alex Jones, was it? The snapping turtle thing? With Matey Girl? I think it was. It's funny because we were going to do the... we were going to be doing a Sigma Prepper quiz, and I said we're only doing a Sigma Prepper quiz when there's more than 20 people live at the same time. And it's now 18. I'm showing 18 people live. Maybe it's because not enough people have hit the like button. Some people might have forgotten, you see. It would have just been an oversight, obviously. Mason tase your ass. Yeah. Are you saying, when you say got one already, pedigree mongrel, are you talking... gay frogs, are you? Telling the frogs gay. Are you talking about a ball on a chain? A spiky ball on a chain? You saying you got one of them already? Hexamine is now banned to own them. What even is a hexamine? So obviously I don't know one, because I don't even know what it is. I am going to have a look though and see what it is, educate myself. Is it something that I should already know? Hexamine. I'm not even sure if I'm confusing it with something else. Chemical compound. I was going to say it's not a... I was thinking it was some sort of weapon. You see, you just made me search for it, God damn it! Now it's in my search history. Nicely done, Amphi. Oh dear. Just need some chainmail and a horse, yeah, and a big long lance. And a lance. I must say, I would really like to learn to ride a horse. Robert's got an 8-foot lance. I knew someone would have a lance. I knew someone would say that they had a lance. I had all sorts of dirty things going on in my head that I was going to come out of, but I managed to restrain myself. What's solid fuel for a camping stove? Hold on, let's reverse engineer back. Can't be that. And I'm on live chat, not top chat. Oh, look, we're on 19 concurrent. The minute it gets to where we've got 20 concurrent, we need one more person and we can go live with the Sigma Prepper quiz. Oh, yes, I saw something about that, Amphere, with it being used as a fuel. I saw some prepper I followed talk about it. Right, we've got 21 people live. It means that we can get rocking with the ultimate Sigma Prepper quiz. Are you ready? No one go anywhere. Oh, it's dropped back down to 19. Too late. I'll have to sip my tea instead. We need a good people playing. We need a good 20 people playing along with the Sigma Prepper quiz to make it worth doing. I've got stuff all over here now. I'll tell you something else as well. This is like for women. Not always women, but young people and women, right? It's worth having something like this as well. Right? Which is like a scarfy thing that you wear over your... And it ends up giving you some of this business. Right? So the idea being is that if you can wear your body armor, right? You can wear like a hoodie, fleece hoodie or something over the top of that. With pockets and things like that, which makes it more bulky. Right, so this is for women. Or for not big dudes. I'm not a massive dude, but I'm not a small dude. I'm like 6 foot and, you know, not small. So, a snood, yes, that's the word I was looking for, Miss One. So it's literally just a tube that you put over, right? But for a woman, if you've got the body armor, you've got a nice chunky fleece that's got zippy pockets everywhere and stuff like that, and that can go over the top of your body armor is the idea, right? And you've got your cut gloves on, you've got your snood on, and you've got the ballistic goggles, and you've got your tactical helmet. Right? It's not to say that anyone's going to know that you're not a dude. If you've got long hair, tuck it down the back, whatever, wear a crash helmet. A motorbike crash helmet with a visor, for dunk. Right? There's no reason why they have to think that you're a woman and then think that you're vulnerable. So there's ways that women can make themselves not look like women when they need to, right? By using things like body armor, which will give you a sense of security as well. It'll give you more confidence to be offensive rather than defensive when you need to be. Because you'll feel like you can get in the mix if you've got your cut gloves, your butcher's gloves like I showed you. Stuff like that. You'll just have more confidence to deal with things, right, than you would being completely bare naked, unarmed, right? But it's also it's a psychological element that you need to play as well, because intimidation is a big thing, right? So look, this is why I would say to women, you can use that as a force multiplier. You can get some real scary looking tactical masks, like the old thingamabob. Not, I mean, this isn't scary, but you know, like proper masks that can fit under your thing with your snood on, right? Literally, you would look scary as hell, and they would never know that you're a woman. Yeah. Sounds like a recipe for a passionate night in our house. Who are missus? You want to play dress up, girlfriend? Horses are great to ride, but not to take care of. I've had 3 horses. Yeah, I know. I mean, I think you'd have to have a certain level of sheets to the point where you wouldn't have to worry about it with the horses and things. It's easy. I learned to ride in one day and I don't even trust horses. That's part of the reason for it. I watched my sister get headbutted in the head by a horse when I was young, and so it's always made me cautious around horses, but I'm always fascinated with them. I just always want to stroke them, I always want to feed them, but I've never ridden a horse. So I'd really like to. Bucket list and all that, right? We need 20 concurrent viewers to do the prepper quiz. We've got 21, let's do it. Shall we? Yes, there's 21. Sigma Prepper quiz, stand by, don't go anywhere. Let's test your Sigma survival knowledge. Yes, indeed. I've absolutely got to sort that thing out where it does the old zoom zoom. It's not supposed to do that, by the way. It's a little glitch that I need to fix. in my scenes. So, thank you everyone. So, the idea of this game then, Sigma Prepper Quiz, it's a little bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it's just a million times better. A, B, C, D, multiple choice, yeah? This is what you're playing for, the Ultimate Prepper Award. We did a trial run yesterday with an old quiz we had. And Daily Survival, our moderator of all moderators, got 7 out of 7. So, let's see if we can get someone with a 7 out of 7 this time round. I'm not confident that you will, but we'll see. So the quiz will be primarily focused on the following categories. This is a general one. Sometimes we have it specific to a category. Today it's just general prepper survival info. So basically the idea is don't be entering your, as we go through the 7 questions, as we go through each question one by one, don't be putting your A, B, C or D in one by one. Wait until you've got all 7 ready and then boom, put them all in one string at the end. And I'll call it at the end anyway. You'll know when there's only, when it's the last question. So that's how we play. So this is how it should look basically at the end. Just one string of letters, not what. Otherwise, you're telling everybody else what you think the answer is, right? So good luck then, and get ready. Don't forget to score a 7-7. Win the ultimate present roll on your Discord server. So let's get into it with the questions. So get ready. I hope you're concentrating. Pedigree Mongrel's having a stab at it already, guessing. Which you'll probably do better guessing than you will trying to do the questions. Here we go then. Question number 1. Which wire gauge can carry the most DC current the safest? So which wire gauge can carry the most DC current the safest? So in terms of the thickness of wire, which of these gauges of wire is capable of carrying the most juice through wire? A0 AWG, B8 AWG, C16 AWG, or D32 AWG? Don't forget, don't put your answer in right now, just wait until you've got all 7 letters and then whack them in. So question number 2 then. What is the name of the chirp sound to signify the end of a ham radio transmission? What is the name of the chirp sound to signify the end of a ham radio transmission? Is it A, a bob beep? Is it B, a Roger beep? Is it C, a cherry chirp? Or D, a Barry bleep? A, bob bleep, B, Roger beep, C, cherry chirp, or D, Barry bleep? Question number 3, nearly halfway there. On average, how much fuel does a car engine consume on idle per hour? So you're sitting there trying to recharge your phone and it's hit the fan, the grid's gone down, you're using your car, sitting there on idle, keeping the battery topped up. But how much fuel does a car use while it's on idle per hour? Is it A, a tenth of a gallon? Is it B, half a litre? We're mixing imperial metric just to be nasty. Is it C, half a gallon? Or D, 1 gallon? So A, a tenth of a gallon, B, a half a litre, C, half a gallon, or D, 1 gallon. How much on average of fuel does your car use on idle? Just tick over. Question number 4, more than halfway there. Assuming correct storage, which of the following fuels keeps the longest in storage, right? So if you're storing them correctly, which of these is going to last the longest and still be usable when you come to use it in a crisis? Is it A, gasoline, 98 octane? Is it B, propane? Is it C, diesel? Or is it D, kerosene? A, gasoline, B, propane, C, diesel, or D, kerosene? Which one of them can you store for the longest? Question number 5. What is the USA Radiocom's phonetic word for the letter S? What's the USA Radiocom's phonetic word for the letter S? Is it A, solo? Is it B, sigma? Is it C, siren? Or D, Sierra? A, solo, B, sigma, C, siren, or D, Sierra? Question number 6, the penultimate question. What is the safe range of pH value for human consumption of drinking water? So what's the safe range of pH value for drinking water without you getting... Is it A, pH 4 to 8.5? Is it B, pH 3 to 10? Is it C, pH 6.5 to 8.5, or is it D, pH 7.5 to 9.5? Which one of these is the correct, safe, drinkable range of pH, acidity, or alkaline levels in the water that you are trying to consume? Out of the puddle or the pond, because it's a zombie outbreak, who knows? So get ready, my darlings, because next is the final question, and which time you will have all 7 answers ready to go plonk into the live chat, and we'll see who's got the mostest, the quickest. So coming up is the final question. Once you got this one, you're ready to go. So here we go. Question number 7 is, in the abbreviation ROL, W-R-O-L, in the abbreviation ROL, W-R-O-L, what does the letter L stand for? Is it A, lemon? Is it B, lift? Is it C, legal? Or D, law? A, lemon, B, lift, C, legal, or D, law? And that, my absolute darlings, brings us to the end of the questions. Not the end of the show. We've barely just begun. But get your answers in the chat. They are streaming in. I've got to tell you now, Chaos was the first one with an answer. Don't forget, we don't know which are right and which are not yet. We're going to go through the answers in a minute. We'll find out who's the winner of all winners. Daily Survival there. Very different answers to Chaos. Look, she was second in. Then it was Amphir, third. Then it's Miss Worm. Great to see you having a crack, my darling. Pedigree Mungle next. Then it was Robert McNamara. Then Sandy. Then Kaza. Then Michael. We're supposed to be having the... I forgot to go onto the timer page, but that's good because it gives me time to have a sip of tea. So get your answers in. No messing about. And then we'll go through the answers and we'll see who got the mostest. Happy Limpet there with Abracadabra, look. You never know. There's an R in there, though. I'm definitely last. How do we know, Robert? That was yours there, look. So, as long as your answer comes in before I read the answer of the first question, we're alright. My Botcher, the algo, is trying to stop you playing. Why? What's happening to my Botcher? Is he having some technical difficulties? Is that the excuse? Is that his way out? Yeah. Birthday girl's having a bash as well, look. Kaza. My favouriteest person in Cyprus, as well as... Do you know what, Kaza? Don't forget, you're now my favouriteest person, not just in London, but also in Cyprus right now. Yeah? And the first answer is D. Alright, Miss Worm. Is the first one the one you're not that sure about then, is it? Oh no, it held his comment from no way. That's silly. Well, I've been stalling for ages for you, my man. Yeah. So question number 1 then. Was the which wire gauge? Oh, it's a trick question, my darling Miss Worm. It's actually 0 AWG. 0 AWG. I'm just trying to think what I've got here. This wire here is about 16 gauge. This is 16 gauge. 0 is like massively fat. And 32... my AI voice system here that I'm developing, right, for example, on this circuit board. These little wires, these tiny little thin wires here, which is actually for this little buzzer as part of the touchscreen. These wires here are like 32 gauge, just to put it in perspective. So 0 gauge is well chunky and fat. That's like the stuff that's on my battery bank. So, yeah. I know, I'm sorry, my darling. But you see, these are important things to know, because if you're in a fix and the grid's gone down and it's a major crisis disaster SHTF scenario, and you're trying to cobble together things to pull power out of a car battery or solar power linking up to stuff, if you don't understand the sort of size wires you need for the sort of current and energy you're using, you can have fires bursting out all over the place. I wired up an inverter with that wire. What was zero? Again, inverters where it converts your 12 volt or 24 volt DC to 120 or 240 AC outlet voltage, they can draw a lot of current, and current's the killer. That's the thing you need the fat wire for. So yeah, inverter's a classic one, Mike Butcher, where the smaller the gauge you can get, the better really. So question number 2, what is the name of the chirp sound to signify the end of the ham radio transmission? So were you confident with this one then, Miss Worm? You had B on there. Look, you see, starting from the top, did everybody get B? Robert McNamara had A, Bob Beep. Kaza had D, Barry Bleep. You know, I'm always quite touched when people choose one of my made-up answers, because it takes me just as long to come up with made-up answers as it does the real question. Oh dear. Well done, Michael. You see, Happy Limpet got it as well, look. So Happy Limpet so far with the abracadabra's done all right. Look, you've got question 1 A, question 2 B. You're doing all right. Yeah? Did we have any ones come in at last? I don't think there was, right? Yeah, well, a car battery cable is going to be more like a 4 or a 6. 0 is quite extreme. That's like welding unit wire, right? The fattest. So this is Roger Beep. Oh, there's no is it? It's like, okay, Roger. I was absolutely fascinated with Roger Beeps. When I was a young lad, when I was about 11 years old, I got my hands on my brother's old CB, Citizen Band radio, that had been abandoned in the attic. So when my brother was much older than me, when he moved out, I found it in the attic, and I with my paper round money, because you could do a paper round when you were 11 years old back in the day. Nowadays, you've got to be like 15 or something. So anyway, yeah, with my paper round money, I bought an antenna, and I used a biscuit tin as a ground plane, and I basically got myself hooked up with CB. I was making friends all over the city on the CB, and I was pretending to be 18 when I was 11 or 12, you know, on CB. That was cool. But I was fascinated with people that had really cool Roger Bleeps. It was a really good, it was a good phase back then where, you know, you could tell how expensive someone's CB was by how cool the Roger Beep was. 2 out of 2 on a roll now. Fappy Limpid thing's got 3. Like it. So question number 3 then. On average, how much fuel does a car engine consume on adults? You know what? This is something that I looked up in the process of writing my ultimate prepping guide book that I'm writing, right? It's like 300 pages fat book that I've been writing for about the last 2 years or something. I've been full time writing this book for the last 6 months though, since Christmas. So, but one of the bits in there where I'm talking about, and I'm not even sure if it's going to make it in the final cut of the book, but there's a bit in there where I researched this because I wanted to get an idea of the realistic nature when people say, oh, well, I'm just going to park my car on the drive, and if the grid goes out, I'll just use my car, start the engine so the battery doesn't drain all the way down, I'll charge my phone from the car cigarette socket and all this. But when you actually look at it, you're talking up to between 1/4 and half a gallon of fuel an hour is what your car's going to use just sitting there on a driveway on tickover to recharge your battery. This is why I recommend getting one of them solar panels you can just shove in the car cigarette lighter and just keep it on the roof of your car. Just a discrete solar panel. It doesn't have to be massive because it's just trickle charging all of the time, keeping it topped up, right? So you don't have to keep the engine running to keep your car battery charged if that's all you've got in a fix, right? And the grid's gone down. But just bear this in mind because people don't realise half a gallon, that's going to add up. If you've got a grid down for even just a week, yeah? You're talking like a good 3.5, 4 gallons. That's usually what most people have probably got sitting in their tank right now as in their tank. You know, not everyone has any money right now, so not everyone's got a completely full topped up tank all of the time. So just bear that in mind. It's more than people think. So question number 4, assuming correct storage, which of the following fuels keeps the longest? Again, this is really important because when you're making decisions on if you're going to get an electric generator, for example, do you get a diesel generator, do you get a propane generator, and so on, because of course it determines how you're going to store the fuel for your generator or for your cooking that you've decided I'm going to use a heater that's a propane heater or a kerosene heater or a diesel heater. These are all options. But every time you make a decision, you need to understand the cascade effect of that decision. And so whatever heating strategy you use with any one of these fuel types, you need to bear in mind also your ability to store the fuel for a period of time, right? So this is why I recommend propane, because it lasts like virtually forever. Propane. Diesel's like 6 months, gasoline's 6 months if you're lucky, sometimes 12 months with some additives. So you got to think this through, because propane's easy to store. You can get massive tanks that you can have buried in your garden, all the way down to your plug-in cans that you get for your heaters, like your buddy heaters and things like that, right? So just bear that in mind. And again, it's a massive difference where you're going like 6 months for gasoline and diesel storage time of effective use to more like 30 years plus for propane. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? Not to mention propane can be used down to about minus 10 degrees centigrade, minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit, wherever it is. Whereas diesel starts gelling even at 0 degrees at freezing point. Your diesel starts gelling and turning into like a wax. So again, these are all important things to consider, right? So question number 5. Wire, petrol, these are all Mr. Worm territory. But we have to be well-rounded, all of us, Miss Worm. I went for kerosene because I thought they used that in the thing. Like it. Let's have a look and see what people chose for that. So question number 4, fourth one along is a B. Nicely done, Chaos. You're doing alright so far. Daily Survival's got B. Amphere there's got B. Nicely done. Miss Worm, oh D, yeah, kerosene. Pedigree Mongrel there on C. Diesel. Robin and Amara there would be. Sandy going with D, same as Miss Worm. Kaza, same as Pedigree Mongrel, going C, Diesel. Yeah, Michael Hanna had B there as well. Oh, yours worked out to be A, Happy Limpet. Gasoline. Wop, 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 wah, 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 wah. Sorry about your luck. So, next up then, question number 5, we had, what is the USA Radiocom's phonetic word for the letter S? Of course, we all know that. It's Sigma. No, it's Sierra. Foxtrot, Sierra. What you got there, D? Good man. D. D. Third one from the right. We're looking for. Has everyone got D? I think they have. Nicely done, everybody. So next up was question number 6. What's the safe range of pH values? It'll be interesting. This is again something that I stole from my book, The Ultimate Prepping Guide, because it's I've got like what I'm calling the fundamental fact sheets, which are break it down the facts that you need to know for each category of preps. This one's in health and medical, water storage and filtration category, talking about what the pH value of water should be that's safe, and it's actually 6.5 to 8.5. So don't forget 7 is neutral pH, and the human body doesn't mind it being slightly alkali, and don't forget alkali is a higher than 7 number, and acidity is a lower than 7 number. So 6.5 meaning you don't want to be going too acidic for the human body, but you can go a little bit more alkaline, you can go acidic, 6.5 to 8.5. So interested to know how people got along with that one. I think this is based on like CDC or something, but So number 6, second from the end. E got 7.5 to 9.5. So yeah, that'll be a little bit too alkali. It'll be like swallowing toothpaste. Daily Survival there was C. Nicely done. Amphir was C as well. Miss Worm, well done. Pedigree Mongrel. Robert Manamara going for A. I mean, a 4. A with your 4 there, Robert. That's really acidic. That's like lemon juice. That's like lemon juice. You don't want to be drinking pure lemon juice 3 litres a day or whatever you need. That wouldn't be a good look. Going B for Kaza. A for Michael. So it is spread about. What did you end up with, Happy Limpet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You end up with A. Wop, 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 wop. You didn't get a lucky one. So the final one we had then is in the abbreviation role. What does the letter L stand for? I wonder how people did with this one. Everybody got it right. Robert McNamara didn't know because he had B, and it's D, law. Without rule of law. WROL. Roll. Without rule of law. Now you know. That's the point of the show, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Amazing. And Happy Limpy got the D out of that one, look. Yeah, on the 7th one out of your abracadabra messing about. Like it. So what's that? Is that 3, is it, Happy Limpet? So this is how the final answers should have looked. So the question is, do we have somebody who has all of the correct answers? Chaos doesn't. What did you have wrong? Number 3? Number 3 and number 6, wasn't it, Chaos? What about Daily Survival there? A, B, C, B, D, C, D. Well, I never. We have a 7 out of 7 ultimate winner, our darling Daily Survival, in there. Yay! Well done, Daily Survival. 7 out of 7 ultimate win. So, nicely done. And the second answer in the chat as well, Daily Survival. So, and moderator will moderate. So, well done. Daily Survival. 7 out of 7 tonight. Well done, my darling. Kaza, lovely to see you playing along, my darling. I like lemon juice, says Robert. Yeah, but not litres and litres of it all day, every day, dude. You'd know about it. Oh dear. Just think of the vitamin C though, Robert. You'd be ODing on vitamin C. Ah, nicely done, Miss Worm. Great to see you playing along. Mike Bodger, 4 out of 7. Good effort. Nicely done, Sandy. 5 out of 7. It's just those Mr. Worm territory ones, isn't it, Miss Worm? Well done, Daily. Blushing, thanks. Oh, you're just saying that. So, thank you very much for playing along. Tell your friends. I like Diesel. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Don't go anywhere. Loads more to come. But, well done for playing along. Hit the like button. Amazing. Clap, clap, says Happy Limpet. So I hope you all thoroughly enjoyed the Sigma Pepper Ultimate Quiz. Especially for you, our Wolfpack here. That's how we roll. I can't focus, still finishing dinner. I probably got half. Do you mean half out of 7? Surely not. 1 or 2 out of 7, I think, maybe. Half out of 7. Oh, dear. Well done again, Dave. Well, I've got a petrol consumption question wrong after changing from C to D. As I thought it was going to be a US gallon with a bigger... Well, I kind of is talking about a US gallon. That is how it's measured, 0.23 to 0.5 gallons per. There is actual mathematical equation, Amphir, you'd be more interested to know about, but it's a number of litres per engine volume capacity, as in if it's a 3-litre engine or a 2-litre engine. There's a calculation that you can do for your car based on the literage of your engine capacity, right? It will tell you, you can work out how many litres a minute, how many litres an hour your car consumes on idle. Yeah. More than half right, Robert, is how you got to see it. Yeah, more than half right. Just checking everything's okay with the stream. We've been rocking for 2 hours now. What do I need? This side. Okay, cool. We are now past midnight. It is now no longer Halloween. I went old money for that 1 litre, lured me in. Was it the odd one out? Yeah. It's tricky that, isn't it? I've got a bunch of stuff open which I wanted to share, but just looking at it now, it's a little bit dodge. I don't know if they're going to like me showing you it. Some stuff has been going on around the world. I'll tell you what, talking of scary stories, like one thing that Magic Hand mentioned that she was thinking about was we were on one of these once. This is the one that we nearly died on. This is like, I think they call this a magic carpet ride. So you can see it sort of goes, ooh, ooh, like that, right? And Magic Hand was saying to me before I started the show tonight, when I said to her, what scary moments can you remember? And funny enough, that was one of her moments. This is at the same. This is also at the park. This is Magic Hand on this bridge. This was well dodgy, this bridge. I say dodgy, it was miles, went for miles, but it was like see-through down, you look down below. You had to be pretty brave to walk across it. I say brave, I mean, it wasn't a major drama, but it wasn't ideal. So, but this is in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, right? When we were living in Thailand and we went there for like a week or something. And this is us sitting on this magic carpet ride. And you'll notice something about this picture. Is that there's nobody else in it. Only Magic Hand. Right, and I'm up this end and she's down that end. Just for a laugh. Because we could. Because it was totally empty. So this is like off season. This is Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Sun City, I think it was. I think it's called Sun City. From memory. But it was empty because it was off season. The kids were at school at this time. During the week. That's how we used to play it. And you know the problem was, is being on this ride all on our own, it was like, I think this ride's designed to be totally fully loaded up with the weight. So this thing was absolutely going for it, man. And we were flying out and like Magic Hand nearly flew out of the seat twice. And there's only me and her on that ride. No one else, just me and her. And we were literally yelling at the dude saying, stop the ride. She literally nearly flung out of that thing twice in a row. I think I lost my lens cap on that as well. Oh dear. So we've been talking about scary moments in our life during the show tonight. Kicking pumpkin time. Getting any question right makes you smarter than most out there, 100%. You see, I did have an experience when I was young, 18. I took off in my car to go to, and I had an opportunity in Italy. So I drove to Italy on my own, all through the Alps, in my car. And I was doing this job near the Alps, Lago Maggiore, which is North Italy, right? And I was there all on my own with my car. And anyway, cut a long story short, that role went wrong. And I knew a few people in Italy. I was a nightclub DJ, and on a few seasons I did DJing for a few private hire nightclub, private hires for a foreign student school. So they had a lot of Italian, Spanish students, and I got friendly with a bunch. Great bunch of lads and women and stuff that I met, right? Italian, and learned to speak Italian and things. So anyway, when it all failed, when it all went bad in this job I had in Lago Maggiore in North Italy, I thought I'd go and see one of my friends down in Rome, right? So I was and I was in a right mess, right? I had no money. I'd been kicked out of this place that I was supposed to be working in. And there was a scam going on there where they were kicking people out. And if they kicked them out within 30 days of them working legally, they didn't have to pay them any money. And I was next, right? And so I kind of saw it coming because there was 3 other members of staff that were just fired for nothing. And that was the scam, right? So anyway, I'm out with nothing. I've got like a quarter of a tank of fuel in my car. I've got like 20 lira or something in my pocket, which is nothing. So I put all of that in my tank. And I just think if I can get to Rome, which was about 400 miles away, which was an entire tank of gas. I thought if I can get to Rome, then I'll figure out from there, because I thought I'd, you know, hook up with Claudia, which was one of my girlfriends from back in the day, right? That was the plan. On the way there, it was like a dual carriageway, and this is like midnight. I was kicked out of this place, right? So it was about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. I filled up with all the money I had. I put in the tank of my car to get to Rome, and I was planning to drive nice and slow to be as effective, to be as economical as possible. Like I say, my tank was about 480 miles full tank, and it was about 410 miles I needed to get right to Rome from where I was. I'd worked out. As I came around this dual carriageway, though, there was just stuff everywhere, like glass twinkling, bits of stuff everywhere. And there was one car next to me, a mini beige Mini Classic. I was in more of a sports car type thing, and it was pitch black, right? There was no street lights, but there was just stuff everywhere, and there was a car in the middle of the road that was on fire, and there was no front end. I was literally the first car on the scene. Me and this Mini on the dual carriageway were literally side by side. We were like the first people on the scene, and the Mini was full of 3 Italian girls coming back from a nightclub. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Of the weekend. And it was basically a head-on collision, and I think it might have been with a motorbike, because the entire front end of this car was missing. And I got out of my car, there was just shrapnel everywhere, and this car was like 30 meters away. And you couldn't even get near that part of the road because it was just littered with just stuff, like a piece of windscreen wiper, a piece of exhaust, a piece of jacket, a shoe, just stuff everywhere. It was almost like wherever it had hit had just been vaporized. But what I didn't realize is right in front of me was a dude who had been decapitated. Literally right in front of me. And his jean jacket that he'd been wearing, he was wearing jeans and a jean jacket, right? And the collar hood, not the hood, but you know, like the collar on a jean jacket, that was like folded over where his head would have been. And then through, if you imagine this part of his jacket being over there, and there was a piece of metal sticking out of his back and neck sort of thing, like a T-shaped piece where his head would have been, and the jacket was pulled round. And then all around the road there was like rolled up bits of almost like flesh looking stuff. Oh, it's nasty. So that was one of my scariest thingy bobs, because I was the first on the scene. I didn't really know what was going on. The car was on fire. There was a dude lying next to the car as well that was moving his knee, and it was like, shall I, shan't I? Am I supposed to go there and drag him away from the car before he explodes? So yeah, that's something I probably won't forget for a while. See, look, Pedigree Mum Glory, going back to the Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia magic carpet ride that me and Magic Hand nearly died on. I bashed my ribs bad on that magic carpet ride. It sucks bad. I had the restraint come up on vampire ride. I shouldn't be laughing, I'm sorry. I had to cling on to see, stay in, scary stuff. I don't like it, man. It's that lack of control, isn't it, Pedigree Mongrel? Do you know what I mean? It's that lack of like not being able to get out if you want to. It's bad news. Halloween sheets. Thank you, my darling, keeping the links flowing. Descending down into Polis and Cyprus at nearly 60 miles an hour. Skinny tire, racing, bicycle, concentration. Concentrates the mind. Amazing. Yeah. Got wedged between two trees when I stacked a motorbike once. Not scary, really, just stupid. Yeah, I had a head-on collision with a double-decker bus coach on a blind bend, and I was tanking it. But that wasn't scary. I kind of wanted to do it again. But I was in the car with Barry, me and some people know him, David. So anyway, this is like already, I've totally run out of time. We're like 2 hours and 10 minutes we've been rocking. So I wasn't sure if I was going to get through everything I was planning to get through, but clearly not. But what we're going to be doing is an after party. So please get yourself over there if you're a VIP, or if you're, as long as your name lights up orange or gold, you're good to go. But anyway, after party, we'll have a little catch up. I might even take Hugo out for a walk in the woods as part of our VIP Patreon member after party. So that is the plan, because he hasn't been anywhere today and I feel kind of bad. It's not fair on Hugo Bear. So I hope you've enjoyed what we've talked about tonight. It was a little bit unplanned what I was going to be doing, and there was a few things I had planned that I couldn't pull off in the end, so I do apologise. Including my even my fancy dress thing that I was planning on wearing didn't even happen. So this is my backup. This is actually my backup plan. So I hope I pulled it off accordingly. Oh, by the way, I got a new outro sequence because the last outro sequence kept getting copyright hits even though I own the license to the music. So now I've created my own music from scratch. Again, to try and avoid the whole YouTube copyrighting my stuff, and then it makes it, it pulls it off for like a couple of days until it renews, it thingy bobs the dispute, right? It's not a biggie because I own the licenses to everything, but it just seems to repeat itself all the time. It's like, if I've shown you my license once, why do I have to keep doing it every single time I do a show? So I don't have to worry about that. I've created something completely different, so hopefully we won't get any of that, and I'll find out tomorrow when YouTube's gone through this video to see what it doesn't like about it, because it always manages to find something. But thank you so very much, everyone, for joining me. I've got loads more to talk about with scary stories. I didn't even talk about one of the scariest ones, so we'll leave that for another time. I think it'd be a good show for us to talk about. We'll have some guests on as well, some live guests. So get yourself over to the Discord server. Do join. It's completely free to do so. Hit the like button as well. No reason why not. Really appreciate each and every one of you being with me. Do please hit the like button if you haven't done already throughout tonight. I've been Drew. You've been absolutely wonderful. What can I say? Love, peace, and progress. To the pack. Love you all.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. Prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed.